So, tomorrow I'm finally getting my dentist appointment. I'm not happy about it, but what can you do? At least I'm. Am I done with the MCU? Let's go through this Thunderbolts Asterix thing. The worst thing in this is that on paper, this movie is good. Almost great. Probably something I would want on DVD or Blu-ray if it's the same price. I will have to try my Blu-ray player someday. It's coming that time. Anyway, that seriously has been like a year or two and I never plugged it in. Shame on me. Back to the movie. Let's rule the details first. They show up in that situation, very obvious that the politician woman, she is not killed. Finally, someone is not killed. Anyway, so she ordained everybody killing each other, her main assassins, because that was, by the way, a subgenre back in the 90s. One of them had that rapper who was in Tangle and Johnny Mnemonic, Ice-T, probably. He was the. Anyway. So, at least we have some characters. Yeah, okay, this will be our crew. And they kill Taskmaster without she had anything done in the franchise. Are we serious? I mean, sure, you didn't want it to keep her around because people shouted woke or something. Why didn't you just write her a role? By the way, woke is absolutely meaningless now. I was watching some Stranger Things season 5 review or something or another, and the guy mentioned, oh, it was 20 years late, the year later, 28 years later, and the bone something, bone house, bone tomorrow, something or another. And he said, and I quote, this new 28 bones later is woke because it flopped at the box office. You know, I made the definition for me, filtered it through everything I could to make it have any kind of meaning. And I saw that fascist people used it on anything where women had a leading role or something. So yeah, for on the far right, it meant you are just a misogynist. Now it means nothing. Okay, back to the show. So Taskmaster is done. If I was just, you know, watching some movie because it got popular or someone suggested to me or I just saw the trailer and it looked kind of interesting, that was the point where I would just switch it off. Seriously. From that point on, I would not care enough. If you are making a movie or just making any kind of PR or marketing campaign, keep this in mind. I'm that serious. Now, okay, the movie makes sense, kind of, doesn't even overcomplicate itself. Okay, instead of the other, my other problem with this whole thing, let's talk about the general vibe of the movie. Because that's another problem, because this is the MCU. I'm still living in the 10-year period where good, less good, but it was fun. But this is depressed. And the main core theme here is the cycle of violence, something, something, cycle of violence, something, something. Which theme on paper I love, and I would, if it would just, that character is like me, I would love him, love the movie, or you know what I mean. But this is supposed to be MCU. What is the MCU anymore? Because this is not that. This is not what was for 10 years, and nobody told me. I would be fine with it if somebody told me that we are going in a new direction, this is the plan, and expect this. This is not what was set up naturally. So I need some discussion, some promo talk from the studio. And I don't have that. Nobody has that. Because they didn't do that. So I don't want it on DVD or streaming collection or whatever. By the way, Vimeo introduced this new feature that to access my account, I have to provide my facial photo, left, right, up, down, whatever, all angles, and they are developing an AI on it and stealing all your data. What? I will just look up someone on the internet or get a movie with good lighting and photo someone in. That's my last hope. Because fuck you, that's what. Now, back to the show. So, tonally, this is a failure. And that, and, this is not the big thing, but let's talk about Bob. Do I love Bob? I love Bob. He's a good, well played character. And he's a good character, you know. I don't like introducing Sentry here. That will be the big thing. I will just in a moment. But Bob. Did I see Bob before? I mean, he looks similar to that Invisible Man series. That's fine, that's not my problem. Bob is the friendly zombie from Dawn of the Dead. And Bob is the guy among superhero in a superhero team who has no superpower. Yeah, that's Peter. For fuck's sake. Seriously? You're doing that? I'm not happy about that. That choice of character obviously was limited. So, yeah, sure. I can't do anything with that. So, picking up like characters like Ghost and not really learning anything about any of the characters here. Typical Marvel Disney. But still, Ghost you know. But let's talk about the Century. I like comic books. I'm not reading them that much because I like limited storytelling, finite, beginning, middle, end. Thank you. Comic books, I mean the most popular comic books are infinite storytelling, not long-term storytelling, infinite storytelling. And let's be honest, how many times can Piotr Parker beat up some kind of goblin, the same or whatever, before it gets ultimately boring? What else can Spider-Man, after 60 fucking years, still show us? My opinion is nothing. And here we got very lucky with the X-Men release, that we got Generation 3 of X-Men. And X-Men was fine, good, long-term storytelling. Why? Because first there was the team of Beast, Cyclops, Professor X, Jean Grey. Then it got they got switched out, and we got Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Plasma, Colossus, Storm. Then they got changed out, and we got Psyche, the lucky guy from Mojoverse, the Dazzler, and a bunch of other characters. And they died, but then already we had Jubilee, and then I seen much later, because we didn't get that, and the comics got terminated. There was only one publisher company that printed comics, and it got closed down after a while, because I don't know, whatever, their business model was shit. Anyway, so Jubilee went to the Generation X or whatever, and new group, new characters, new. They existed for like 10, 15 years, and then new group. That was good storytelling. This fucking piece of shit that Professor X still lives after 100 years, just fuck you. Especially that he's a supervillain. Anyway, so I know about comic books, the most sold titles, very little. That's just how it is. But I know about Sentry. I don't even know about the big event, but Sentry was kind of like the last big event I heard about. So it when that everybody resurrected, Professor X went full supervillain mode, manifesting some giant Magneto look-alike Earth level threat, whatever. Then Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, made everybody mutant, then made nobody mutant, and died or whatever, and only 256 mutant could exist on Earth, or something of that number. Anyway, so, and one of the strongest mutant since then is Sentry, who is like has all the powers. It's pretty much the X-Men universe, X-Men brand Superman. He can fly, invulnerable, probably immortal, and I don't know. Pro in this movie has telekinesis. Great. Don't really care. Now, he is like from a character inspired by Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism has this is a single god religion, but this god is absolute good, but has a shadow. His own shadow is the absolute evil. So he's fighting himself. It's pretty much Sentry. So this Sentry is made by the mutant powers which Wanda Maximoff just stripped from the people and made it into some mutant avatar. What's it about from that is in this movie? Absolutely nothing. They they literally just tried to make a new super soldier serum. Are we fucking kidding? It's just why? It makes zero sense. I'm not even unsatisfied how the character got handled here, but it's just it has nothing to do aside the powers with the comic book counterpart. Absolutely nothing. Why? And Sentry is a universe level threat. It's not just an Earth level threat, it is a universe level threat. And we just throw it in some random movie. And his story is pretty much done. Are we fucking kidding? And you know, at the end of the movie, it says they are the B-Vangers and the Falcon is making the new Avengers or the Avengers because they are also called these Thunderbolts, also called the new Avengers because legal reasons, because Falcon is having the name. So Wakanda can't play in here. That's absolutely true. They veridically don't have, I don't have Kate Bishop and Miss Marvel, and definitely don't have Doctor Strange. Who can be in this Falcon's Avengers? War Machine definitely. Thor not. Thor is gone. Valkyrie is not interested. Wakanda, as said, is not playing here. Hawk is definitely not. Daredevil and the other defenders not even close on power level. Spider-Man everybody forgot. That black woman is stuck in another dimension or timeline or whatever you want to call it. So who exactly he has? Falcon and War Machine is just that's all. Maybe Ant-Man? Although Ant-Man should be dead according to Deadpool and Wolverine. And young Empress is just, that was supposed to be the Young Avengers. Shang-Chi. That's my only guess. Where I have my gripes with the community who is watching and reviewing the MCU, because I still occasionally check a review what is going on, just naturally. And I didn't watch the movies, just I said for this project. So nobody said, nobody even mentioned that the Fun Force stick arrived in the main timeline because just because, but that's the after credit scene. You know what my guess is? All who are making these reviews never watched the full movie, didn't go to the theater at all. I would bet a moderate amount that they watched it on some Chinese streaming underground, because those usually don't have the mid-credit and after-credit scenes. They don't have the credits. And you can't report on something which you didn't see.